Well, 2026 means the return of the diva. Gary Cully is back, and it's great to see you.
Yes, mate, good to see you.
Where did you go?
I was forced out injured for the year, to be fair. I had a fight in obviously Monaco back in 2024, December 24, and picked up an injury in that fight and needed surgery on it. So it took me kind of 5, 6 months to first decide and do a bit of research and see where I was going to go to get the surgery and then get booked in for the surgery. And all these things kind of just took a bit longer than expected. Um, got the surgery then in October in 2025. I obviously had the recovery period then 8 weeks. So I kind of realized when it come to booking the surgery and seeing what the recovery time was and stuff that I wasn't going to fight in 2025. So just accepted that I was going to have a year out the ring. Sonny, obviously my son came along in June. So if I was to pick a time to be injured in my career, everybody goes through injuries and periods of inactivity, and if I was to pick a time to be injured and inactive, last year was the perfect year. I obviously got to spend the first couple of months with him and helping out at home and just being involved in family life and stuff like that. So it's been a blessing in disguise. I think I've got new motivation. Like we said in the press conference there, fresh weight, fresh start, fresh goals, and just ready to go Gary Cully 2.0 and give this a real shot again.
Did you need a break?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, I've been active since I joined boxing at 7 years old, started competing at 9 years old, and every year since I've been in Leinster Championships, Irish Championships. I've been very, very active and very, very set on what I wanted to do throughout school, throughout everything. I've always been a hard worker in the gym, and probably too hard at times, to be fair. And I think that's one thing that having a baby has brought me. It's slowed me down a little bit in that regard, that I can't rush out and do 3 and 4 and 5 sessions, and not 5 sessions in a day, but 2 and 3 sessions in a day. I do what I need to do. I make sure the sessions that I do are good, and I get home and I rest. And I'm really starting to kind of realize I'm turning 30 at the end of the month, and I feel like the experience that I've gained over the years is really gonna to show me and bring me to the next level. Going into this year and beyond.
Are you still that guy? Because look, I remember this guy, right? I remember this guy who was knocking everyone out on a real streak, and you bumped into Jose Felix, and he beat you, but then he later popped. Now that comes with its own kind of problems as well. But do you still have? Did that knock your confidence?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I was on such a kind of, I was living on cloud 9 at that moment, and it was like billed as that first three arena gig, Ireland's next superstar, and Katie Taylor's homecoming, and we hadn't seen big time boxing back in Ireland for like 9, 10 years since the Bernard Dunn days, and it was Katie, and then it was Gary Cully, this next superstar, and blah blah blah. Got caught up in it a little bit, to be fair. I was performing in the gym, and I was performing against high level guys, and I was performing against a high level, and I know what level I can operate at, but also probably did get caught up in it a little bit. Faced Jose Felix, who came in and fought me at lightweight on 2 weeks' notice, and been a career 140. And um, I've said in the past, I've been sparring because of my size. I've been sparring people heavier than me, and high level for years, and I've been getting hit, and I've always rated my chin, and I can always take a shot. But I got hit that night, and it was like something that I'd never been hit by before, and obviously couldn't recover from on the night, and then it just derailed me for a while. It took my confidence away. Um, been probably struggling with it was probably struggling with that more so over the year since the fight, probably the year after the fight, to kind of get back on that horse and realize that I was that guy again, and to get back enjoying my boxing and realizing what I started this for. And because I'd been a confident guy and a slick, brash kind of slick operator, good talker, and I kind of fell off that for a while, and it feels good to be back on it, and it feels good to feel like that guy again and realize that I am that guy again. So like I said, 2026 fresh start, but more of the same from what I'd been doing in previous years. This guy who was knocking out Joad Belmedi, Wilfredo Flores, knocking out Joe Fitzpatrick for the Irish title going back to 2020. All them fights, that's the real Gary Cully, and I'm just looking forward to getting back to that and showing people I know that I'm that guy, and I know it's to show people that I'm that guy again.
And you're a mojo fighter, right? You need to be in the right headspace. If you're having a bad day, you'll have a bad fight. Is that the kind of thing with you.
I'm a deep individual and I'm a deep thinker, and sometimes it's to my detriment. And I've always said throughout the years in boxing, even since I never really understood it at the time, but 8, 9 years old, how I kind of perform is based on how I feel that day. And I never really understood it until I got a little bit older. And yeah, like what you said is correct, definitely. And I need to feel good. I need to be enjoying what I'm doing. And I feel like since that Felix defeat, obviously kind of knocked the confidence a little bit, and then kind of trying to get down to lightweight and boil myself down for the last couple of years was getting a little bit harder and harder every fight, and just lost the love and lost the enjoyment for boxing, and kind of was just doing it because it was a job then at that point, and there was no real passion in it anymore for me. And I think the 12 months off took time to reflect, and it was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, that I've really reset myself, reevaluated, and realized why I started this and why I'm doing this. And like I said, set myself some new goals and got some new motivation with Sonny being born. And I feel like I'm starting all over again, and
Yeah.
it's really, really nice.
And that fire in the belly, as I said at the press conference, your ice in the veins, fire in the belly, and just from speaking to you, I can sense it. This is version 2.0, right? You're hungrier than ever.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I know what level I can operate at, and there's been times, don't get me wrong, throughout the last 12, 13 months where I have thought that time when Felix popped for steroids, and I'd have to been beaten by him couple of months before, or whatever it was, couple of years before, and thinking this boxing crack, is it's dirty game, and is it for me, and blah blah blah, and just kind of hating boxing for a while and this and that. And I thought about walking away, but if I ever walked away, I would understand, I would know that I'd never reach my full potential, and I'd never give it my 100%. And like I said to you, having Sonny is a new motivation, but also my number one lesson to him will be to pick his dream, pick whatever it is. If he wants to be a Hollywood actor, if he wants to be a professional football player, pick what you love to do and give it your 100%, give it your all, and work hard, and you can do whatever you want to do. And if I was telling him to do that and I wasn't doing it myself, I would be a hypocrite. So I felt like I had to lead by example, becoming a father, and that's why I'm back here to show him that he can do what he wants, because I'm going to do what I set my heart out on back over 20 years ago.
So, what is your full potential?
World champion for sure. World champion for sure. I think if I didn't win a world title, I wouldn't reach my potential. I've won European titles throughout the amateurs. I've won 6 national titles. I've been operating at such a high level for the last couple of years. So I think my sights at the moment are set on that EBU title. I've always kind of wanted to win that. When I fought Francesco Botera back in Leeds, he'd been a 2-time European champion, and we thought we were going to get it over the line to be made for the EBU lightweight title, and that just slipped away. So I've always had my sights set on that title. I want to win that, but full potential world title before I retire, 100%.
What about this show then? It's going to be a special weekend. It's going to be a party atmosphere. It's only right that you're a part of it, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. If any promoter comes back to Dublin and does the capital, I'm from 20 minutes from here, and I can bring busloads here as well. So if anybody comes here, it's only right that Gary Cully's involved in it. And to come back in the Tree Arena is one thing, and to come back in Dublin, and all these talks for the last couple of years has been about fighting in Dublin, and it's been such a special event. But like Dublin on Paddy's weekend, there's nothing that comes close to that for anybody. So it's magic. And the first two were special, but this just has that little added extra something to it because it's Dublin, but it's Paddy's weekend as well, and it's going to be magical. Like I said, it's my fresh start. It's going to be a good weekend for me and a good weekend for Ireland, and I can't wait.
And I touched on it at the presser, but there's Pierce O'Leary against Mark Chamberlain. That is your new weight division, should everything settle well in your comeback fight. So that feels like a potential future foe, the winner of that, right? I mean, you've got a great name. If you keep building up, surely it's a fight to make.
Yeah, well, deciding that I'm going to campaign at 140 super lightweight, and then obviously the headline of this fight is at super lightweight for an IBO world title. I'd be stupid to not look at that fight. Great respect for both lads. I really rate the both of them. Think they're both great fighters. But Pierce being from Ireland, I'm obviously rooting for him on the night. But also Pierce being from Ireland, it makes sense to sell out that Tree Arena. I think, like we said about tickets going so well, and this event is going to sell out in probably the next 48 hours. If you were to announce myself and Pierce fighting there for a world title, I think it would take 20 seconds and it'd be sold out, like, you know. So definitely something I'm just always set myself the biggest challenges, and I always set my goals high and set my sights high. So I'd be mad not to kind of look at the main event and go, yeah, I want a piece of that. So that's where I'm aiming for 100%.
Good to be back.
Good, great to be back. Great to be back. It's been too long, and like I said, that 12-month period was hard. It was challenging, but it was definitely needed because I come a point in boxing where I stopped enjoying it and I lost the love for it. So I'm back now with a new energy, new motivations, new goals, and I'm just excited to get back in there and get the ball rolling again.
Great to have you.
Appreciate it, mate.
Best of luck.
Thank you.